Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason. This is the Art of Creation Homestead. I'm coming out here to the chicken coop today, alright? It's later in the afternoon. I'm gonna check on these girls. They're gonna try and run out on me. it's later in the afternoon, early evening now, here in the wintertime. I'm gonna latch this door because they're gonna. That girl right there, that girl, this one, she may be the subject of today's. She may be the subject of today's talk. She's funny. She's almost 6 years old, okay? And she's almost six. Ooh, it's dark in here. Ooh. Let's turn on some light. And that you see that right there is also what we're talking about, okay? And see that 6-year-old girl that I just showed you, she's a Jersey Black Giant. Her name is Dolores, by the way. But she's an amazing chicken. Why is she so amazing? Because of this. Right here, see? I'm gonna grab this egg. That's a nest egg. But this egg is her egg. See, we'll get it in the light. Nice egg. She is about 5.5 years old. Okay. And somehow she's still laying eggs. And the reason why is it's how she's taken care of, obviously. When we first got chickens, almost 6 years ago now, May of 2015, okay, the first batch of chickens that girl was in, we knew we wanted eggs. Okay, so we got eggs, and in order to continue to get eggs through the wintertime, we decided we needed to add light. See, what happens is when a chicken gets below 14 hours of light, for a chicken, for a hen, their system slows down. They're not active as much, and they need that sunlight, natural light, in order to continue to produce eggs. Their system will slow down under 14 hours, and especially under 13, but really under 14, they'll start to slow down and won't produce eggs as often. And the temptation is that you're going to want to add light to keep them awake longer, keep them active longer, to get more eggs. Because let's face it, we have chickens for the eggs, correct? And it really sucks really bad to feed these chickens all winter long and not get any eggs. I mean, if we don't feel like we're getting any eggs, what's the point in having these feathered friends, huh? Tell me. I mean, they're fun to have. They're beautiful hens, and they do provide some entertainment. But why should we just let them have the whole winter off? It's a quandary, isn't it? But so what happened? The reality of it is it's really healthier for them. The deal with these girls is that while we do have them for eggs, and that is the main point of having them, if you force them into laying all winter long, they won't lay as often. They won't lay for as long. How about that? The reason that Dolores has laid for this long and is still laying well, she lays every other day in the lowest of light, by the way. We're in the lowest of light right now. Last week of the year, going into the new year, we're in the lowest of natural light. So she's been through her molt, which we have a video on how to get them through molt well. We'll link that in the description. She's been through her molt. She's lost her feathers, got her feathers, and she's starting to lay eggs again here in the lowest of light. But that's only because that we started giving them the winter off. You see, we've been through this before. Like I said, we started adding light in our first year with chickens, which we didn't even need to then to keep them laying because they were pullets. Pullets meaning, okay, they're in their first year, they're under a year old, they haven't went through the first molt yet. So when they're laying, pullets are laying, when they first start laying, they'll lay pretty well, even in the lowest of light. But then the next year, we just like, what are we gonna do? We need eggs. I don't want to just feed these chickens for no reason. So we need to give them light. So I would come out in the morning, turn on a light in the morning, we'd put them up, leave a light on in the afternoon and the evening to extend it on both ends to make it more like a full spring day. And we did that for a couple of years. I think this is actually, we've had chickens since 2015. I think this is actually only our second winter not doing it. But what we found is that our chickens are better off for it. They're just healthier. You give them that winter break. It's like, again, I heard people say there's a season for eggs, and it is true. But if you take care of your chickens, they will lay longer and lay well, even in the lowest of light. Not all of them, obviously, but it'll surprise you. I mean, if you take care of these girls, they will lay. Some of them will lay, and even in the wintertime, if they're well taken care of. So our philosophy has become, give them that winter break. You could go out and give them and force them into laying. It's going to throw off their molt patterns. It's going to throw off everything that is naturally instilled in them to do. It's naturally instilled in them to not lay as much in the wintertime. And so, I mean, in order for us to take that into our own hands and force them into laying more, okay, you're going to get more eggs early, but they're not going to lay as long in their life. And then you're going to be sitting there with a hen that is 5-6 years old and not laying eggs at all. And she's still going to be alive, but just not laying eggs at all. So then then it really is a money pit for you. Whereas if you play it a little bit smarter, in my opinion, and allow them to take that winter break, feed them well, get them through their molt, and get some eggs possibly out of them. Because like Dolores, she's not even a prolific egg-laying breed. She's a Jersey Black Giant. They're not the best of layers as they are, but she's still laying every other day here in the winter. And I'll attribute that as some to breeding, but mostly to help with taking care of them and allowing them to have that winter break. Because we've noticed the difference in how our older girls are since we started giving them that winter break. So I think that's the key in this situation. But you look at it and you can say, well, I want all these eggs now. You'll have egg greed. but you can say, I want all these eggs now. I don't care. Well, then you're going to have a chicken that is, 5 or 6 years old and not laying at all. And that's probably worse in reality, to have one that's not laying at all, but you're still feeding her for another two or 3 years, because she's not dead, she's not dying, she's just out of eggs. She's done, it's over. But give them that winter break, possibly even stagger the age of your chickens some. Like if you feel like you got enough space for 12 chickens, well, don't buy 12 all at once. That's also the mistake we made early, is that we may have bought too many at first and didn't allow ourselves to stagger appropriately. So what I would suggest is, if you feel like you can get 12 chickens, start off with 6, okay? Get your 6, let them be a year or two old, then get 6 more, because your new hens will then lay into that first winter. If you get them in April, we'll say, your new hens will be laying in the wintertime, and you'll still have 6 girls laying when the other 6 are in their molt, okay? And then the following spring you'll have 12 chickens laying, right? So you can stagger your laying a little bit by doing that. That's what we've started doing here in the last few years. Well, we did that anyways. We buy 6 every year. We'll just buy 6, and the older ones, sometimes they die off, things happen, right? But we still have a lot of older girls that are laying eggs well because of how good we took care of them. Yes, it was hard letting them go, not get eggs. I think we had to buy a dozen eggs one time, which was the worst feeling ever, to buy eggs when you've got chickens, right? But at the same time, we know we're doing our girls a favor by letting them have a little break here in the winter time, because actually it's better for them in reality. See, it's really more about their activity level than anything. If you can keep them up and active like this, running around the yard, doing things, whether it's just for a little bit during the day or whatever, it'll help you out in the long run. It'll keep their systems more active and allow their system to possibly produce eggs even in the lowest of light. Now, you may be saying, hey, look, I see that light hanging, you're using light. Yes, we have a light in here, partially from where we used to add a light. Now what we do is we just use it as they're going to roost tonight, but it gets turned off here in a few minutes. They're not up after hours or before hours. So my suggestion, as a fairly experienced chicken keeper, is to do your girls a favor, do yourselves a favor. Let them have that winter break. They'll be better off in the long run, and you'll have healthier, happier chickens who lay better eggs for longer in their life, as long as you take care of them and let them have that winter break. Hey, my name is Jason. This is Our Creation Homestead. We love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you and goodbye.